Hello, and welcome to another First Impression video. I'm Drew Wilson from FreezeNet. Today we're going to be playing the 2007 PlayStation 3 game Ratchet Clank Future Tools of Destruction. This is the 7th title in this particular franchise. So, I've got 10 minutes on the clock. Let's see what this game is about. So, interestingly enough, I actually have quite a bit of experience with this particular franchise. A lot of my experience stems from the actual trying to help desk. Yeah, that sounds like the standard humor in all this. So I actually have a fair bit of experience with this particular franchise. Original Ratchet Clank 2, 3, and 4. Different titles, obviously. Yeah. So, I've played some of these games in the past. Now, those little bolts basically act as, currency in this particular game franchise. And sometimes there might be some of the things to collect. And another thing to know about these games, see if it carries on through. Yep. Okay, for some reason you're not collecting that. Alright, whatever. But breakables usually have a lot of good stuff in them. Alright, so jump. That's nothing new. I'm sure there's a way to strafe, but I can't think of it at the moment. As I send one to the oblivion. Yeah, so health is basically determined by nanite, and those blue boxes, or the boxes with the little blue orb, does restore health. And I know in past games that you could actually increase your total health. Oh, there's still some. Is there anything else I'm missing? Well, the animations have definitely improved. Okay, so there is NPCs in this, I guess. Yeah, I have a feeling there will be an explanation. Okay, let's see if I can figure out on my own how to strafe. Ah, there we go. Okay, takes a bit of getting used to with these controls. There we go. So, I believe strafe is R2. There we go. And fire is L2, I think. 15 combustion shot. Okay, so I think those little icons were ammunition. I had full ammunition at that point, so that's why it wasn't collecting. And I missed some of this stuff. Yeah, it just seems like I'm collecting a whole bunch, but the thing is that one controlling factor with monetary value is the fact that you can make things also a lot more expensive. So 1,000 of those could cut. Okay, so we got 2 more shots. Okay, I have a feeling that would fill out because the last one was 15. But you can make something cost 1,000, and if you're constantly collecting a couple hundred, then that won't be much. But if it's 10,000, that's different.
Use the left stick to select your weapon.
Okay. Okay. L1 or R1. I stand corrected for fire. See, I'm learning, figuring this out. Although I have to note that the only reason I sort of know this is because I played past games. I'm a little surprised there wasn't really an explanation of that. Specifically, how to fire. Just how to select. Unless I totally missed it. Which is possible. There's a lot going on. I may have missed something. Oh well.
You can access the quick select menu by holding down the action button. Use the left stick to select your weapon.
Combustion, fusion grenade. Now the thing with the weapons in this game is that not all weapons are created equal. Find out. Okay, what was it again? There we go. Alright, that was kind of bad. But I'm still figuring these weapons out, how they work. Okay, so I have to actually press it twice for the mine. That's my problem. I doubt that's an item. Or maybe it is an item. Okay. So left stick and jump allows you to go between rails. And of course, jumping over gaps is also kind of ideal. So far, it's all coming back. I just wish this was better explained in the game. Ow. Okay. Let's see here. There we go. A little bit more efficient that way. So, as a general rule, like with these Ratchet and Clank games, like so far, like it's been a really good franchise, I have to say. And weirdly enough, and as I kind of mentioned in the first impression video of Sly Cooper, in the PlayStation 2 era, Sly Cooper really complemented this series. Like, if you wanted something other than Ratchet and Clank, then you would play a Sly Cooper game. There, restores some health. And I was genuinely surprised. Let's try the weapon again. Cool. So it is possible to take him out. So I was always very surprised that that Sly Cooper game ended, though. Alright, let's just melee this. So there is a bit of a distance limit to when things can lock, so that's interesting. But yeah, it ended up being really odd that suddenly Ratchet and Clank continued no problem, whereas Sly Cooper just kind of died as a franchise, which always bizarre to me. Alright, is this a rail section? No, okay. I suspect that's coming. Alright, take you out. Now, another interesting factor in this particular game is the use of experience points, and if I remember right, and I am actually struggling to remember this aspect of the game, but you can actually level up if you take out enough enemies. This never really revealed anything, did they? So a mechanic to kind of keep in mind for sure. Okay, breakable bridge, of course. Does it make it impassable? Okay, so there is double jump at least. Alright, a little bit more ammo. Alright, so... Wow, that honestly did not feel like 10 minutes, but there it is. So, yeah, so far this has been an interesting game. Definitely has a pretty prolonged introductory level. Some of the explanations are a bit hit and miss. Some of them are well explained, some of them may not be so much. So, only reason I really got that, like, was able to kind of learn quickly was because of the whole fact that I played other games in the franchise. So I don't know if that would be frustrating to new players or not, but I don't know. Maybe not. Probably depends on the player. Yeah, so a lot of stuff that is definitely familiar to me, getting carried over. Definitely a lot of improvements in graphical animations, that sort of thing. Graphics is always a pretty strong point, and so far that looks pretty good in this game. I think anyway. I'll find out how that carries on later on in the game. So I guess that's yeah. I guess a little bit enough about what I thought so far. I wanted to hear from you. So what did you think of this particular game? If you played it, was it a really good game? A nice extension of the franchise? Were there other games that you had preferences to? Let us know in the comments below. And if you haven't played this but played other games, does this look like an interesting game to play? Or maybe you'd rather play different games or newer games, or maybe the classic games for the PlayStation 2? Yeah, that's maybe something else to talk about. And if you haven't played this particular franchise at all, but were interested in playing it and you saw this footage, what did you think of it? Does this look like a pretty interesting game to you? Maybe not so much? Do you have preferences other games? Yeah, any of the above. Yeah, let us know in the comments below. So if you want to support this channel, there are plenty of ways you can do that. You can drop us a like and let us know, hey, you're doing a great job, keep the good work. You can also subscribe to the channel, and you can turn on notifications, get those real-time updates going, and you'll be able to find out when we've uploaded another video. And if you got plenty of other notifications going on, you don't want to clutter up anything more, and maybe you'd rather see notifications elsewhere, no worries, you can still subscribe, and it helps out the channel tremendously as well. So there are those options there. And you can also check us out on our website, freezenet.ca. And you can check out all the latest in music reviews, video game reviews, all the latest in news and technology. We even have a full-fledged wiki with lots of really cool music you may not have otherwise heard of before. So yeah, freezenet.ca, and it's all free. And if you want to more directly support the channel, there are ways you can do that as well. You can subscribe to our Patreon page at patreon.com/freezenet. And through that, you can subscribe to a tier, get insider information, have early access to our podcasts, and a whole bunch more. And patrons knew that we were actually going to play Ratchet Clank Future Tools of Destruction soon. So if you want that kind of stuff, you can check out the Patreon page, and yeah, it'll help us out too. And if subscriptions aren't really your thing, then don't worry, there's also the alternative. We have coffee.com/freezenet, and you can do a one-time donation. Links are, of course, in the description below. Hopefully that's kind of clear, is that you can just click on the links in the description as well. So yeah, well, anyway, we'll make sure every dollar does count. So I guess that is all for now, and until next time, keep it cool.